This is Revelation chapter 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Call hello Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, for giving me the spirit and power to do this lesson. All right. We'll go over these, update and warning, a quick update on what's going on around the world. A specific topic is we dealing with these banks closing. Banks closing means we're getting closer and closer to the CBDC, the FedNow program, which means we're closer and closer to the mark of the you-know-what. That's one of the last prophecies, one of the last prophecies that we are waiting to come to pass before our deliverance out of this place, right? And that's why I brought out Revelations 13 and 16, right? So, like I said, you know what's up with this channel. We're going to be showing what's going on around the world, man, dealing with this channel. History, first, second, and third century of our forefathers or early church fathers, who was what they was teaching and what they was teaching against, right? The doctrines that was coming up against them. I'm almost done with the Celsius lesson, me and the brother coming up with. Lord willing, you be patient. But what we dealing right now is a couple of these articles is from the same site, which is Frank Nez. I use these because they haven't let me down yet. So the first thing I want to post is it says the U.S. Treasury Direct is now freezing customers' accounts. This is August 31st, 2023, right? It says the U.S. Treasury Direct is now freezing customers' account, leaving users without access to their funds from weeks to months, right? If you know, if you really know what's going on, you know why they're doing this and what they're doing. They're trying to switch this whole system over to the CBDC, right? The central bank digital currency, right? It says Tamara Johnson reported to Frank Ness that Treasury Direct has frozen her account ever since she made a deposit going all the way back to April. This was posted August 31st. Purchase security directly from students have access to Treasury Direct auction house, which means they have priority over individual customers. And this is what this is all about. And this is why I got, but it says overwhelming majority of Americans oppose US CBDC. CBDC is central bank digital currency. Meaning that it's going to be doing objective or doing your money on, right? As an ammo, they're going to say your card trying to do what you do with your money. They have power over you, right? So it says overwhelming majority of Americans oppose US CBDC that would allow government to track and control spending. That's what it's all about. Right? Have control over you, because that's what it's about. Man, of a central bank digital currency. So this is where the civil war starts, right? This is where 2 Ezra chapter 15 come into play, right? As it says they shall not regard their kings or princes, which is your government officials. They ain't gonna give a damn what they talking about, right? They're gonna be doing whatever they can to survive, right? Because once Esau ushered this in, there's no turning back. He's not gonna turn back for you. That's just what it is, right? He already has stepping right now because he see the people are not agreeing with it, and he's watching everybody by way of Facebook and Twitter, right? He watching all the people complain, and he kind of pulling back. He like, man, let's just give it a little bit longer. But one day, pretty soon, he's going to go all in, and there's nothing nobody going to better do to stop it. A lot of people are just going to get down with the new system, right? It says that allows the government to track and control their financial activities, right? You know how, like, for instance, how you got a nail in your tire, and you'll go to a Mexican shop, it's correct shop, to get your tire fixed, and he'll pull the nail out and put some some glue in the tire, easy fix, $5, $10, where he make his money. Here it is. But now Esau wants to be able to get some of that money. So now with the CBDC, now you have to take a card. And when you take this card, Issachar is going to swipe it, and it's going, instead of $5, it's going to be $7, because Esau has to tax it. Esau has to control it. So Esau wants money from both parties. So that's going to make the people raise their prices. Straight up, man. Because think about it. If, let's say he charged me, let's say $10. He charged me $10 to fix my tire, right? He's getting taxed. So that means he has to go up more on it so he can get the $10. So he has to go up higher. Because if he getting taxed from the 10, that means he only getting 7. So he's not getting all his money. So now he has to go up on our price. That's what all this is about. This is what inflation is about. Right? It says the Cato Institute, in collaboration with market research firm YouGov, collected responses. See, this is what they do, man. Whether it's the what is it? Where they go around and count heads. Damn, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called, man. The Census Bureau. The Census Bureau. When they come by and they count everybody, they knock on your door and they ask you how many people in your house. Right? That's the Census Bureau. But you also got them watching you from Facebook and Twitter, man. And this is how they collect. It says the Cato Institution, in collaboration with the market research firm YouGov, collected responses from 2,100 U.S. adults between February 27th to March 8th of this year to check the country's sentiment on the potential pros and cons of a CBDC. You see, this is what's taking so long, because Esau knows what's going to happen, the possibilities of what's going to happen switching over to this new system, because we're reading that the people don't want to do it. We know we're not going to do it, but you have Americans that don't believe in the Bible, Jake and heathens, that's not going to do it. And they're going to give the government hell. And this is what's going to make martial law come into place. If you don't know what martial law is, you should go look up what martial law is. Right? It says the study finds that 74% of respondents would oppose the issuance of an CBDC if it gave the government control over how people spend their money. Here it is, the government already has control. They tax you everything you do. But now they're trying to make it worse to the little things that you do. Imagine you're just trying to give somebody money, you're getting taxed on that. Straight up, man. Imagine full control too is, imagine, you have a warrant out for your arrest and they cut off your whole card. Straight up. Everywhere you go is being declined because you have a warrant out for your arrest that you didn't even know you had. Because don't think it's not going to be still glitches in the system, because it is. Don't think that you're going to pay electric bill and they still cut it off saying that you didn't never pay it. There's no way to scrape up money no more at that point. Now you gotta apply, the system. Whatever new ways they create for you, that's what you're gonna have to go by, man. Right? And we're getting closer and closer to these days, but it says about 68% say that they are against the adoption of a CBDC if it meant that the government could keep an eye on their spending, right? But the majority of them still gonna take it because they're gonna realize how serious it is. It says, meanwhile, 68% say that they will not support a CBDC if the digital dollar eliminated all cash. And come on, man, we know that's why this question is even in this article, because that's the objective, is to eliminate cash. No more cash, central bank digital currency. It says, and 64% claim that they would be averse to adopting a CBDC if it allowed the Federal Reserve to tax Americans who tighten their belts during a recession. More than half of the respondents, 59%, say that they would not accept a CBDC that gives the government the power to freeze the bank accounts of American protesters. Bro, we ain't talking about people that got warrants, felons, and protesters. They would freeze their accounts. If you're a protester, they're freezing your account. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, they're going to freeze your account. Now, look, going back to this art show, like when they post stuff, they're already having it in motion. They already start doing it. And this is like they have these people name on here. So these are literal people, right? Tamara Johnson, it's a woman, man. It says the U.S. Treasury Direct is now freezing customers' accounts. Now going back to where we was, it says, where was we at? Right here. However, big financial institutions have access to Treasury Direct's auction house, which means they have priority over individual customers. Finance Strategy reports that securities purchased through Treasury Direct cannot be sold in the secondary market before they mature. This lack of liquidity could be a disadvantage for investors who may need to access their investment capital before the securities mature. It says, but Johnson issued a little difference. Treasury Direct froze the account after a deposit from a settlement. My account has been frozen since April, right after I deposited $1,500 from a settlement. And you know, they're even doing this to celebrities, right? Soulja Boy went into the bank and was like, I tried to get 100,000 out of the bank, but they only gave me 30. And he like, where the fuck is my money at? Nigga, your money is gone as soon as it go in the bank. We all know this. When you put your money in the bank, they go and lend it to other companies. They go and give it to other companies. That's why you have to be approved to get your money back. If I wanted to go, if I had $30,000 in the bank right now and I want to go get it, I have to get approved. I mean, but this is what the American people did. They put themselves in this position, right? It says my account has been frozen since April, right after I deposit $1,500. And this is why the Most High tell you to love him more than you love money. That's why Yahweh says you cannot serve God and Mammon. You just can't, man. Because part of serving Mammon is serving this society, this world, this government system, the beast. So it says my account has been frozen since April, right after I deposited $1,500 from a settlement. I mailed in the required form from my bank that was needed to unlock my account, and it is still locked. It's sad to know financial institutions are basically taking citizens' money like times aren't already hard. And that's the point. They know this already. It says just 10 months ago, there's another man, Samuel Clement, reported having a similar issue. I've been buying I-bonds for 10 years. So early this year, 4 years after I opened some proprietorship accounts. I don't know what that is. It says direct finally comes back to me to query some of the registrations. There's no way to speak with them. Emails are ignored and written correspondence take months. And this is your automatic service, right? This is why everything going to automatic service, because you can't do nothing about it. Here it is. If you late on your electric bill, they cut it off, right? But when you pay your bill, you're supposed to wait hours and maybe a whole day for them to come out and cut your bill, your light bill back on. This is full control. I do what I want, but you can't, right? And now the people are starting to see this by way of their money getting taken away from them. It says there's no way to speak with them. Emails are ignored and written correspondence take months. In the meantime, my accounts are frozen and I do not have access to my money. And we just read up here, or was it? I think it was the other article. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. We just read in this article right here. Cato Institution, in collaboration with market research firm YouGov, collected responses from adults, from 2,100 U.S. adults between February 27th to March 8th of this year to check the country's sentiment on the potential pros and cons of a CBDC. So I went back to that to show that there are people are going to react to it. That's what they're doing. They see you complaining, right? They take an account of all this, but they're not doing anything, right? Nobody's burning down nothing. I mean, the money is the last thing you can take before they like, all right, They're not going to do nothing, right? It says my accounts are frozen. I do not have access to my money. If this were a private business, fraud charges would be laid. How about organizing a campaign to write our congressional representatives to fix this? The IRS take months to process returns, and the Treasury can't handle a simple saving program for citizens. It's a national disgrace. And this is the downfall of this wicked kingdom. This is the downfall of America. Straight up. This is the downfall of America, man. So it says, keep reading. That's nothing else. So the next article I want to pull up, it says, and these are all dealing with money, man. This is what's been going on. Look at the date, September 5th. You look at the dates, they're all within a month. All of these are within a month. It says a U.S. bank has now left customers with no money. So you got banks that's taking people in, and you have banks, and they're doing all this by closing down all of these banks. Now let me show you before I get back on this. Look at this. So this is the Sun, the U.S. Sun. It says, say goodbye, final weeks at Citibank with 700 locations set to close down 3 more branches. And customers have to make a decision, right? That's just one. And honestly, I didn't even want to post all of the banks that they have been closing lately. But check this one out. It says Bank of America. Bank of America with 3,900 locations set to close branch in a month as it takes plans for customers to access money. So they're closing down all of these banks. I'm talking about Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. All of these different banks are closing down different locations, and they're going to narrow it down to everybody being under the same bank. That's what their objective is right now. That's why they're closing down all these banks. They're trying to narrow it down to everybody being under the same bank so that they can monitor the whole world under this new world order, right? And a new world order consists of one big ass bank, or maybe it ain't got to be just one big ass bank, a couple of different big ass banks, but it's not going to be credit union. It's not going to be all these different banks, man. It's going to be banks like Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, Bank of America. It's going to be those kind of banks, and they're going to narrow them down. But these banks are already a part of the CBDC. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where is it? Fed now ahead of. In fact, I'm pull it up on my phone. Hold on. Let me show you, man. The CBDC. These are the things you come up on when you're being studious, when you're studying, when you're watching, like the watchman's supposed to do. You got to know what's going on, man. Because if you don't know what's going on, you don't know what time you're in. You don't know how close you are. You see this? This is what I was looking for, so I'm gonna just read it off of here. It says banking giant JP Morgan, Chase, and 40 other US banks are testing the Federal Reserve new instant payments. So the instant payments goes right along with the CBDC, meaning you don't have to, when your electric bill is due, they're gonna automatically take it out your check. Yeah, it ain't no I'm gonna pay it next check when I get paid because I need a little bit of money so that I can make it throughout the rest of the week. I need gas money, I need a couple of groceries. No, it ain't none of that no more. This is what we come upon. This is what rulership of your money is. Now you need to pay this bill right now. A lot of people do that for the most part, but there's going to be other things. Any program that you sign up for, they're going to automatically take it. You ain't no locking your account. It ain't no locking your cash app no more. It's none of that. So it says banking giant JP Morgan, Chase, and 40 other U.S. banks are testing the Federal Reserve's new instant payment infrastructure called FedNow. According to a new Federal Reserve press release, 41 banks and 15 service providers are wrapping up FedNow test trials ahead of an official launch of the service, which is scheduled for late July. This is July 2023. You see right here, this when the article was posted 2023. So they've been already ready since July 2023, right? They already been ready. And think about it. This is why they're closing down these banks, because they're trying to get everybody under the same banks. JP Morgan, Chase Bank, Bank of America, Citibank. And it's beautiful the times we're in, but it's also sad because, like I said, this is where right here, this articles is where the Civil War starts, right? Where the people go against the government, right? The government is at war with the people right now. You might not see it because it's not a physical war, but they're buying up all the land. They're buying apartment complexes and evicting the people out of them. Straight up, man. They buying land and they're evicting the people. You best believe that. And do not be surprised when it happened, in a place near you. So where was I at? I was at, okay. It left with no money. So it says, a U.S. bank has now left customers with no money. Report being defrauded. They cut out the middlemen. Green Dot cards, Cash App cards, Chime cards. These are banks within themselves. Like, right, you hold money in these banks. On these cards. And I have another article where they just the other day, they was messing with the Cash App. Right, I'm gonna pull it up in a second. But it says more Green Dot Bank customers are speaking out against the bank in its latest scandal that has users trapped with no access to their money. This is the stuff they're not putting on your daily news because they don't want you seeing it. You got to go dig for this kind of stuff. It says these bank customers are losing access to hundreds and even thousands of dollars, which is rightfully theirs to begin with. Green Dot took me and thousands of people money. None of us can access it. We have shit to pay. This is what this is the sound of an angry person or an annoyed person, right? Or an upset person saying, we got shit to pay. That's somebody you don't want to mess with their money. It said one user on Saturday, for the first 2 months of having Green Dot, everything was great. Then I go and try to use my card and it's declined. The dumb bitch said to wait an hour or day. It's been a week. You see that? You heard what she said? The dumb bitch said to wait an hour or day. It's been a week. I feel terrible for the people who've lost hundreds of money or hundreds of thousands, says Anna. I'm going through the same thing. My funds are gone. I believe now the bank is holding it hostage. It's my SS money, and SS is Social Security. It's my Social Security money, and I can't get it back. They keep extending the date. I'll get my new card with my money on it. This has been going on since August the 1st. Think about it. This article was posted September. So a whole wait, right? And they're probably still waiting right now, right? And we're in the middle of September. It says, and I was in the hospital when I was hacked. I want my money. It's mine, not yours, Green Dot, says Sandra Machuga, who reported to Frankness before. So these people have actual names. I'm pretty sure, not to say these people have actual names, but these are actual people, right? And we're in a society, we're in a world where you can actually go look these people up on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, right? And you can see in a daily life, and they'll talk about stuff like this. And this is the shit that Esau is watching. Straight up. It says U.S. Treasury Direct customers have also reported being unable to access their accounts. And here we go with the Tamara Johnson, the article we just read. Straight up. So they put that in there too. Now, check this one out. It says, now after all of this was happening, and this is right. It's a lot of I read the article and I screenshot the article, or I send a link to myself and I go and read it later and put all